Welcome to the Complete Story series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. Now, as a part of our new initiative to just kind of cover more pop culture in general, which includes video games and movies and their connections to the actual comic books, we're going to be bringing you the first 3 issues of Call of Duty Zombies. This is a comic book that came out. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's not the worst thing. I actually kind of found it fun and interesting. Maybe that's because I enjoy the Call of Duty Zombies lore and the fun of playing it and things like that. So make sure you check out this story. Let me know what you think in the comments down below afterwards, and I'll see you at the end of the video. The undead scourge has spread across every corner of existence, leaving many worlds and many souls lost forever. However, many is not all. There are 4 who are needed to save this, and those 4 appeared in a blink of an eye. A Russman, a man with many layers and secrets. Stu Linger, blessed with the narrator's voice in his head. Marlton, the engineer, and Misty, the girl who would ensure that this endeavor succeeds. As for myself, my name is Edward Richtofen, and I have been trying very hard to do the right thing. A zombie's head explodes, and from a rooftop, Misty counts 274. Come on, can you be a little impressed? Marlton radios back, stating, "Does maintaining proper radio silence mean anything to you?" Misty scales down the building, telling him that that's 274 headshots in a row. She'd be impressed if someone told her that. As she reaches the ground level, she runs over to check the zombie for any supplies. The ground area should be clear of any more zombies, but there are some who manage to hide in the sewers. The zombies crawl out one by one and they shuffle towards Misty, but before she can fire her gun, a blinding light appears in the sky. A second later, the zombie's head then begins to pop, and Misty shouts to Marlton's drone, "It's not that I don't appreciate the light show, but more actual help would be nice." A short while later, Misty burst into the base yelling that totally sucked. You know what would have been great? Drones with guns. As she looks over at Marlton's screen, she sees a familiar face, Russman. Russman sneaks into a building stating that Russman doesn't remember coming this way. Maybe there's some food inside for Russman. He shines a light into the apartment asking if there's any rotting creeps out there. And after a brief moment of silence, the zombies appear from the pantry. Russman backs away stating, "Well, I can leave the dinner for someone else," and then a hand reaches out for him. Stu grabs him stating, Yeah, Stu to the rescue again. Please be mindful of the ground running out there." The 2 run to the back of the room and over a mine, and as the zombies follow and trip it, the explosion goes off. Russman says, "Russman is getting too old for this." And Stu tells him, "I was too old for this 30 years ago." As the 2 run up the stairs, Stu says that he is aware that noise will draw more of them here, right? But if he isn't, offering suggestions here. Russman then asks, "Are you still talking to that friend in your head?" And Stu tells him, "No, I just like to have animated conversations with no one." The 2 reach the balcony. They begin to try and figure out what to do when a zombie jumps off the roof and onto Stu. As Stu and the zombie tumble to the ground, Russman follows suit by jumping into a nearby dumpster. Stu begins to yell to the voice once again, "It'd be a nice time for a plan right about now." And then the zombie's head explodes. Russman jumps up from the dumpster stating, "That's amazing what you'll just find lying around." More zombies appear and the 2 begin to open fire trying to secure a route out, and as they start to run low on ammo, a light shines, popping some of their heads. Misty shouts, "It looks like you could use a hand." Misty clears a path for both Stu and Russman and notices one zombie in particular that seems out of place. She fires her rifle, but the zombie dodges it. Marlton helps the others up, and as they get into the building, Misty shouts that the zombie dodged her shot. Zombies don't dodge! As Russman helps barricade the doors, Marlton asks Stu, "What is your friend stating we should do next?" And Stu tells him, "Only that we're needed." As the barricade begins to break, the zombies begin to break in and leading them as the one zombie soldier. Everyone begins shooting and Stu shouts, "We could use a little help over here!" And suddenly a blue portal opens with Stu yelling, "Finally!" Everyone runs through the portal, and as they all fade, that soldier watches them. And he smiles. As everyone runs out, Stu asks, "Where the hell is this place?" And Russman says, "Russman knows this place. This is Broken Arrow." Marlton asks what is the purpose of this place, and Russman rubs his head stating, "Russman doesn't remember." Marlton runs over to the computer, typing away, stating that it would be advised if they shut this thing down because if the portal is open, zombies can just follow. The guns open fire again, and Russman turns to a keypad stating that Russman thinks that he can close this one down. Just then, a giant metal door begins to close, and just as Misty steps away, a zombie grabs her by the ponytail. The door slams shut, cutting off the zombie's arm, and as Misty rips it off her head, she stomps on it, shouting, "It's still moving!" Once everyone has had time to catch their breath, Misty asks Stu, "What are we supposed to do here?" And he says, "Find whatever the element is." Russman starts to think and remembers back to when he used to be here. He was a special agent watching over an experiment. But suddenly there's a loud screeching noise, and everyone looks back to see the zombies are prying open the doorway. Marlton tries to route some power to try and keep it shut, but Russman shouts, "Wait, I can cut the power to try and contain them. The element is some kind of miracle. It's supposed to help us win the Cold War. We were testing it on animals, but it changed them, and they broke free." Just as Russman finishes the story, the original zombie animals start to run out, with the group in between a set of zombies and a set of zombie animals. Misty says that they are so screwed! Russman looks down the hallway, telling everyone to hurry up this way, and while the animals and the zombies fight, Stu and Marlton are caught right in the middle. Misty tells Russman that they need to help them, and without listening, Russman turns back, firing into the crowd. The bullets fly, hitting the zombies, and Stu shouts, "Crap, crap, crap, crap!" One of the animals then sneaks around behind Misty, and just as it lunges at her, Russman shoots it, asking if she's going to lay there all day. The group moves further into the facility, and Marlton asks Stu if his friend has any words of wisdom for them, because it would really be helpful right now. Russman just says, "Just follow me. I know where we have to go." In the next lab, a blue crystal shines, and Russman says that that's what they're here for. Misty says that's nice. Maybe Stu's friend, the narrator, can summon one of those portals now, because they've got some problems coming their way. The soldiers leading the zombies finish killing the last animal, and they start to lead the rest of them towards the others, with Stu shouting, asking, little help over here?" Misty spots the soldier and takes aim, but as she fires, another zombie jumps in the path, shielding it. She says that there's one leading them. That's why they're acting smart. Marlton turns back to Stu, telling him, "Your friend should probably open the portal now." And Stu yells, stating, "The narrator's not answering my calls." Suddenly, the blue light of the portal shines, and Misty says, "Finally." Everyone runs through it, and just as they go through, the zombies follow right behind. Marlton runs over to the computer, trying to find a way to shut the door when a projection appears above everyone. The projection welcomes them to Zero Base. "Please speak, you'll access codes." Stu says, "Great, now we have ghosts." And Russman says, "Since when are our ghosts German?" As Marlton works on the computer, the projection turns red and says that their access is denied. Countermeasures activated. Two grid-like laser walls appear, and Misty shouts, asking, "What did I say about pressing buttons?" Marlton laughs, stating, "Actually, our situation has improved. Just watch." The zombies come running in, and as soon as they run into the grid, they melt and fall to the ground. Stu tells her that she really doesn't need to do that. The projection says weapons detected, activating countermeasures. Misty says, "Well, that's great, but we're kind of stuck here, so I'm just going to start shooting things again." Stu and Russman try to force the doors next to them open, and then they suddenly give way. Misty says, "Good work with the door. Now what about Marlton?" He tells her that he should be able to deactivate one of the grids, which he does, but he deactivated the one blocking the zombies. Marlton shouts for everyone to just go. "I'll figure something out." He then breaks the fire glass, pulling out an axe, stating, "I'm going down running." Up ahead, the three of them make their way through the facility, and Russman asks, "Are we really following arrows that are pointing us in a direction?" Misty says, "Yeah, the AI program is probably just leading us to more zombies." As they get into the next room, though, the floor begins to rumble, and then it splits open. Stu and Misty jump off the platform, and as Russman begins to fall, Stu runs back, grabbing his hand, shouting, "I got you! But who's got Stu?" Back in the ventilation, the projection AI announces that it notices life in the ventilation shaft. Good luck with the chlorine gas. Marlton scrambles to try and stay ahead, but then he falls into a control room with the projection telling Marlton, "Look, I'm a very reasonable program. Perhaps we can discuss this." Marlton grips the axe and he grins. Back with the others, Misty helps pull Stu and Russman back, and then she asks, "How are you both this heavy? It's the apocalypse!" Russman says, "Russman always find good meal, unlike some people." As everyone gets back to solid ground, Marlton's voice calls out that they need to exit this room. Take 2 lefts, then a right. Russman asks what happened to the ghost, and just as Stu tells him that it wasn't one, he says, "You know what? Fine, it was a ghost." A few moments later, the three of them find themselves in a room with Marlton, who's already working away at the computer. He points to the device and says that he believes that that is what they've come here for. Stu asks, "You don't know?" And Marlton tells him, "You should try talking to a computer after you just had an axe lobotomy." Stu then shouts, Yes, my friend is finally telling me what's going on. We just need to activate that." Marlton sets the element into the device, and everyone sits in 4 different chairs. A needle shoots out, poking into them, and before Misty can finish a sentence asking what the hell is going on, Stu tells her that his friend said that this is supposed to happen. The narrator is telling him that this is intentional. It looks at the blood to make sure that they are human, and Russman then asks, "So what's next?" A blue light shines, and suddenly everything changes, with Misty looking outside to the green, not destroyed world, asking, "Did we just save the world?" And there you have it, guys. The Call of Duty Zombies 1 through 3. Now, this is 6 total issues that does continue, but I wasn't really sure what you guys would think about this storyline, because there is a large subsection of comic book readers that entirely ignore video game tie-ins and stuff like that. Now, if you want to know more about the Call of Duty Zombies lore, we're considering covering that since it literally has a comic book, but we're going to cover the in-game lore. Like I said, as a part of our move to get more pop culture wrapped in here, movies, video games, and comic books all into one big happy family, filling you in on all of your favorite superheroes and comic books related to superheroes and comic books related to video games. We're going to fill you in on some more lore. So let me know in the comments down below, do you want a complete story style video telling you the entirety of the Zombies lore up to Black Ops 4? Because we did one up to like Black Ops 2 and other things, so now it's time for us to update it and bring it over here. Let me know if you guys want that. If you're still watching this, awesome, because this ending is like massively huge. I really appreciate all of you guys. You're truly awesome, and I'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.